You've probably heard it said that between the Old Testament ending and the New Testament beginning, we have over 400 years of prophetic silence. And the way people hear that is God wasn't doing much during these 400 plus years. And what that is an absolute fallacy. That when you dig into what is known as the Intertestamental Period, you see that God was continuing to speak. Things were happening all over the place. And what we have in the New Testament is not only predicated what's happening in the Old, but also what's happening between the Testaments. Which is why this incredible resource, Bridging the Testaments by George Athas, is such a helpful work to get your hands on. Now, you can see here that it's a big book. It's 600 pages, and you're not going to read it from cover to cover. But what George has done is he has provided all of the material, all of the information, historical, cultural, literary, all of the stuff that you would want to know about what happened between the Old Testament ending and the New Testament beginning. And he broke it down into the 4 periods that happened during these eras, which is the Persian, Hellenistic, Hasmonean, and Roman. And the thing that I really appreciate about what George has done is he's very clearly outlined every single section and every single subsection in a way that you can find exactly what you're looking for. So if you want to know, how did Alexander the Great take over the world? Phenomenal section on that. What happened with the Maccabean revolt and all the events that led up to that? It's in here. What do you need to know about how Rome came into the land? How did Herod become Herod the Great and rule on the Jewish throne? What was happening with other works of literature that the New Testament is basically referring to without quoting verbatim that doesn't show up in the Hebrew scriptures? It's all in here. This is the best resource that I have found that distills everything that was going on in those 400 plus years in a very accessible manner, even though it's 600 pages long. So grab a copy of Between the Testaments and let us know what you think about this work done by George Athas.